Hey everyone, this is Ross, and today I received a breeding cave for the Apistogrammas. This isn't necessarily to breed them, it's just to give a female somewhere where she can go and hide if she feels threatened. Because I've noticed over the last couple of days, the male's been showing a bit of aggression towards her, and he's been chasing around the tank every now and again. It's not really a big problem, but it could be quite stressful for the female. And the place that she's hiding at the minute isn't the best place. It's behind the filter, so that makes it very hard to feed her. At the minute I'm only being able to feed her with bloodworms, and I can't really feed her with bloodworms every day because it's not good for them. It's okay to supplement the diet every now and again with meaty foods, but every now and again they've got to have flakes or vegetables, so it's not really good for her always hiding behind the filter. So I'm hoping that if she hides in here, then I can sprinkle some food in front of the little opening here, and hopefully she'll get some flake foods or different types of foods. But if I do breed in here, that's absolutely great. I'd love to try and breed them. As you can see, this is made of like a fired clay, so it's kind of like a pot that you'd find in the garden. It's got a nice big entrance, because dwarf cichlids can actually grow fairly big for tropical fish, well, community fish. They can actually grow about 10 centimeters. I think that's about 3 or 4 inches, maybe 5. So yeah, this should be perfect for them. So it just arrived today, came really well packaged in this big old tub. And as you can see, it's got very nice texture to it, so that will enable me to tie some plants onto it, which will be great. And I've just trimmed the richer fluitans in the large tank, and this is how much I have. That's 4 weeks of growth, so if I spread that out on this, I should get quite a lot. So yeah, I'm also planning on tying some Anubias or narrowleaf Java fern to this. So stick around. So I've tied some regular Java fern on the top, I've tied some narrowleaf Java fern on the side, and I was originally going to tie it on with fishing line just so you wouldn't see it. But I had to use cotton thread just because I'm starting to run out of fishing line, and I really want to save this fishing line to tie on the richer fluitans, because this plant doesn't form roots, therefore it can't stick itself to this. So eventually this cotton thread actually biodegrades in the water and it just rots. So give it a year or two and all this will just be gone. It'll just turn to nothing really. And the Java fern will stick itself onto this because it forms long roots. Some of the roots might actually creep down and go inside this little cave, and some might actually hang over the doorway, so it'll look quite nice. But yeah, you really need to use fishing line for richer fluitans because it will not stay down by itself. Okay, so I've laid the richer out in a nice way, and I've tried to cover some of that thread down there. But this is going to be buried in the sand up to about here, so you won't see much of it at all. And now I'm just going to tie it on with fishing line. So I'll show you once I've done that. Okay, so the richer's all tied on now, and you can barely see the fishing line. The only bit I think you can see is that bit right there, and that's just because it's in the light. So it's went really well, and I think it doesn't look too bad. I've tried to hide most of the thread that was used to tie the Java fern on. And I might tie the Anubias on, I'll just see. Just a tip for tying on richer fluitans, don't tie it on too tightly, like don't really pull it, because when you do that you risk kind of stopping the lower parts of it growing, and because it doesn't form any roots, you want parts of it to grow underneath the fishing line and to come back out. The more that happens, the more it kind of binds together with the fishing line, the more it gets tangled in, if you know what I mean. So if you pull it really tight, you're restricting growth underneath the fishing line, and that might actually cause the bottom parts of the richer fluitans to die, and then it comes floating up. So just tie it kind of medium, don't really pull it and don't be too loose. Just enough so it stays down. Alright, so now I'll show you it in the tank in a couple of hours time when the lights are on. I forgot to mention, it's a good idea to spray the plants if you've had them out of the water for more than 20 minutes. So it's worth just buying a cheap little spray bottle and just spray water on it every now and again just to keep it healthy. It's been in for a couple of hours now, and the female has actually been showing a lot of interest in it. See the female back there in the shadows. But the first thing she did when I put it in is she went and hid in this Java fern up here. So that provides a bit of cover for her. And she's only been inside it 2 or 3 times for about a minute each time. But she's slowly becoming more used to it, and hopefully she actually lives in here. It might take a couple of weeks for her to get used to it fully and class it as a home. But I'm really hoping that she lives in here because it gives her some good cover from the male, and he can get quite aggressive. I don't really know what else I can do apart from remove him or her from the tank. But the aggression isn't really bad. He just chases around every now and again. Just going to take this opportunity to show you the male's colours. You see he's got a nice yellow and an orange on his tail. He's starting to get blue in between the stripes, and he's a really nice looking fish. Sorry about the glare, by the way. But yeah, the female's just hanging out around it. She seems pretty happy around it. And the Amano shrimp enjoy grazing the Java fern. The Cory catfish have also been in, and also the shrimp have as well. The shrimp have probably been in at most. Just because they're nocturnal. I think they like the darkness of it. But yeah, the female always seems to be hanging around there. Alright, so if you like this video, then I'd really appreciate a comment and a like. Thanks a lot for watching.